Okay, we're going to start the meeting. I'm going to start recording. And hopefully we'll get more folks to join us, but we're going to just start talking. We're going to just get started so that we don't take up too much time. But I really wanted to, I know that what is today? Today is the 6th, so we're already 6 days into March, and March is going fantastic from numbers that I'm already seeing. This new catalog is absolutely beautiful to me. Like, I love the simplicity, the colors, the layout. I just love everything about this catalog. So I thought it might be fun for us to kind of do a catalog walk, and see the differences, maybe different things that have been added, different things that have been changed. Just kind of maybe bring to attention different things and different selling points so we can really concentrate on in the new catalog. And we're probably going to touch a little bit on why we front load our calendars. So I won't hold it up. I'm going to go ahead and get started. This guest speaker tonight is Superstar Director Shelly Eldridge. She has been with Scentsy 11 and a half years. She joined like 2 months before me. She joined in August of 06. I joined in October of 06. And it's funny because we talk about how long we've been in Scentsy, but how we are still continuously like learning so much from new people, or maybe like we've heard the same thing 1,000 times, but this time it like resonated with us, And so we are like super duper excited to have Shelly here to visit and talk about the catalog. So I'm going to switch places with her, and I'll probably join from my phone so I can kind of, or maybe I'll watch from over her shoulder like Heidi and Orville back there. So I'm going to turn it over to Shelly to let her talk to y'all and kind of do a fun little catalog walk. So if you have a catalog, grab it so that you can kind of go through Shelly in the catalog and have some little notes. Shelly!
Yay, me! Okay. Hi, guys. I'm so excited to be here. Okay. I would say raise your hand if you've looked at the catalog, but I can't see any of your faces. So just pretend if you've already looked through the catalog. Where am I? Oh, right there. Okay. If you've already looked through the catalog, that's fantastic. And I know that every catalog that comes out, I'm always so excited to see what they have done, what they've changed. And of course, every catalog, I'm like, this is the best catalog I've ever seen. So of course, that's what I said about this one. So we'll just kind of start from the beginning, and this is kind of what I do a little bit at when I do parties and stuff. I may not go into every detail that I'm going to go through tonight, but usually I just do a quick walkthrough so you know where everything's at. So if you'll notice, I made, just ignore my yellow pieces of paper because it reminds me of what I'm supposed to do because I have the worst memory in the whole world. So make sure that when you're looking through the catalog that you look at all the little bits of information, because sometimes there's stuff on there that maybe you've never known before, or you're like, oh, wait, we do that? Like this whole hashtag wash for the heart. So if you're doing your laundry and you're like, I'm going to post about me doing my laundry and it just kind of fits into my business, make sure you do a hashtag wash for the heart on Instagram and Facebook. And I'll show you why in a little bit if you haven't already looked. So make sure you know what our cause is every single catalog. That's super important. Some people are really passionate about different causes and they will purchase based on that cause. Like when we had the Buddy for Shriners, I networked with a lot of people who were Masons and they were like, what? And so I sold quite a few buddies to them. And same with Habitat. I actually had the opportunity to go to New Zealand like a million years ago and help build a house with Habitat. So the people that I knew from that experience, I was like, hey, remember when we did this? You can buy this warmer and remember all those memories that we had building that house. And so you just never know who's going to be passionate about that cause or who wants to support it. So make sure you're always showcasing our cause products. All right, on to page number 7. I'm trying to make it stop. I don't know how to make it. Do I need to mute you? I think you are now. I think you're on both of them. You're like host and me. So make sure on page 7, make sure you know the differences in your warmers and how to show people how to use it. Make sure that you know which warmers are elements and which ones aren't. You'll have customers that may care, they may not. I have a customer who hates the light bulb warmers. So thank goodness we came out with elements, because she will go, oh my gosh, I love that warmer. And I'll say, Terry, it has a light bulb. She's like, yeah, I'm out. So she will spend all kinds of money on every element warmer. So I always point out, hey, this is an element. This is kind of how you can tell. So, and then make sure you know what these finishes are. Like, what is a crackle glaze, a glow, hand painted. So you can say all of our warmers, like these warmers with this little like H on it, says they're hand painted, which means these amazing artisans are sitting around hand painting these warmers for you. And sometimes that can explain why a warmer may cost more than another warmer, because of the hand painting feature or the glaze or whatever they use on it. So sometimes there might be several steps that go into making a warmer, causing it to be more than you would think it would cost. And then, like, especially with the reactive glazes, every reactive glaze warmer can turn out a little bit differently. So you can tell customers, hey, this warmer might be different than the warmer right next to it. So every warmer is its own special, really cool feature. So no one's going to have the same exact warmer, which some people really care about. Authentic. Oh, authentic. Yes. Authentic. And make sure you're talking about those cord concealing warmer stands. Those are huge. A lot of people are like, oh, it's just a stand for it. I'm like, no, it hides your cord. It's flipping amazing. Okay, so turning the page. Make sure you're talking about our products. So yes, like our warmers and buddies are made in China, but all of our wax and lotions and bath bombs, they're all made here in Boise, Idaho. Well, technically it's Meridian, but it's all made in Idaho. So that's a big deal to some people where products are made. It's all authentic. It's U.S. And P.S., did you know that your bath bombs, they specifically they are working with an organization that hires refugees from other countries that come in and need a job. They get health insurance, they get money, and it helps get these amazing women like on their feet and to support their families. So I always try and say that and make sure that my customers know that you're not only supporting me as a small business owner, but you are helping these amazing people that just need a little bit of help. So thank you, Sensi. So make sure you're saying that. Know how, dang it, where is Alexis? We need her help. No, for reals. I can't remember. I meant to ask her.
Okay, I'll ask her.
So make sure you know how to say all the names. Like, I kept thinking of like Kahiko Hula, which make sure you know which scents have come back and which ones haven't. And now I'm showing you my true colors. It's Curacao. Okay, that's what it was. So Midnight. So this one. So me and Jamie were like talking the other night, being really silly, and we were like Midnight and like, and we're, but when you're at a party, you're not going to look very cool when you go Midnight and and so you say Midnight and Curacao. Now, won't you look really cool when you say, oh, it's Curacao? So now they'll think you're really awesome and cool for actually knowing the name. Okay. What does it mean when a hand is raised?
Will you say this right here too?
Yes, I will.
I'll look at it.
Make sure also, I feel like my daughter, when she prays, instead of going, and please help us, she's like, and make sure that we have a good night. So I'm like, make sure that you're highlighting that we have room sprays, that we have scent circles, that we have car bars, that the majority of these scents come in that. And we'll talk about that at the end when we get to that page. All right, so there are lots of little blurbs in the catalog, and even in our past catalogs, they really started doing this. It's really awesome. So like here, this one talks about how this warmer is made. So it's carefully applied pinhole design casts illuminated patterns. So it's really pretty, and it's literal pinholes that these amazing artists are putting in. Or on the next page, on page 23, it talks about the Country Light warmer. Glass is hand blown into the warmer body to create the look. So if you've ever wondered, like, how do they make this warmer? It's hand blown, so you can really, when someone comes up and goes, oh, that's pretty, I'm like, right, it's hand blown. Isn't that so cool? Really feature it. Also, in the last catalog, it talked about colors of the rainbow, but did you know that in India, they wear glass bangles, and when they break, they're collected, and they use the pieces from those bracelets to make the colors of the rainbow. I mean, who knew, right? So those are like little fun special features that unless you took the time to read, you'll never know. Or you got on this training, and now you do know. All right, let me make sure I'm not skipping a page. Okay, so now we're on page 36. So you've walked through all the warmers and said, oh, this is this, this is that. Now you've gotten to our Scentsy Go, which of course you want to talk about all the cool things that it does. And you'll talk about the Scentsy Pods. And what I like to really show about our Scentsy Pods is how people can mix and match the scent super easy. So before it was, I'm taking a risk on mixing 2 cubes of wax together, and I don't know what scent I'm going to get, and I don't know if I'm going to like it, and what if I don't like it? I mean, maybe this is just me, but if I don't like it, now I just wasted all of this wax, and that's a real bummer. So I typically don't mix my wax a lot, but with pods, I just pop 2 pods in, and I can tell right away, do I like it, do I not, and I didn't waste any wax or money at all. So really utilize that. I've showed a lot of people that. It's really gotten their attention. So you remember how I was talking about hashtags? This is what I was talking about. So there's...
Yes, I have to interrupt.
Yeah.
Hold this page up. See this page, guys? See this fun page? See this picture right here?
Is that you?
I took that picture and posted it on Instagram.
Oh.
Also, Annalise gave me that bag as like a little gift for something one time. I took this bag. This might have been mail going to one of y'all. Just a little side note.
See?
Little known
because
fact.
she used the hashtag ScensyGo. Guess what?
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
She's in the catalog. So it's so fun. That's what I was talking about. Use your hashtags. Hashtag it up.
Cindy is watching.
Yes, they are. Oh, excuse me. All right, so our diffusers, you obviously want to know about our diffusers, how to use them, how many oils. I always say you can really make the scent yours strong or light depending on how many drops you put in. I say about 4 to 5 to start out with, and if you want it stronger, go for it. If you want it less, then next time your water runs out, add a little less, but always start more, because someone's like, well, how long does it really last? Is it really that strong? I'm like, well, you can make it as strong as you want. So also, I've also learned this lately, because I'm that awesome, that not all of our diffuser shades are glass. Did y'all know that? I just kind of assumed it, but I had never ordered the Reach one before, and I just recently bought the Avid. They're metal. You may have already known this, but they're metal, and like kind of like this orange part is plastic. That's really important. Like, to me, I'd rather have a metal one instead of a glass one, because if my kid knocks it over, I'm not just shattered, which is not a pun. But I'm so sad when like a warmer breaks. So knowing that this is metal, it's so like much easier to spend that much money when I know the shade's not just going to break. So make sure that you know about that, and you let your customers know, like, hey, I was at a party and I let them know that because she had 4 kids running around her house. So that was really important. So the next page, do you know about oils? And not like the medicinal oils, just do you know about our Scentsy oils? It's a very important information to learn, and you don't have to go to bat for our Scentsy oils and say, oh my gosh, they're so much better than so-and-so's oils. All you need to know is about your oils and what they do. So the only thing that you need to know is that, hey, I love our oils. They smell great. And that's all that Scentsy does for oils. We do have some that can compare to, like, if you're not feeling well, maybe diffuse some tea tree oil or clear, because that'll help your nasal passages. But we don't have to worry about the medicinal side of it. Just say, there's some scents that are similar to maybe other oil companies, but then we just have a lot of fun scents. And some will ask, well, where do you get your oils? I bet they're not like from so-and-so. Guess what? All oils companies get their oils from the same places. The same. They get them from the best scent houses, the best oil houses in the world. So just know, hey, we get them all from the same place, and we just have fun with our oils, like grapefruit blood orange. It's just a fun scent. That's all. That's all. The VIP, how many people actually talk about the VIP program? I can say I'm not one of them, but it's something with my growth mindset that I will definitely be working on. So make sure you're talking about it, because that's just easy PRV every single month. So make sure you highlight, hey, if anybody wants to hear about my VIP perks, let me know. On to page, what number? 43. So do you know the ingredients? Do you know that it's sulfate and phosphate free? That's really important. I'll say this just to say it, but it is kind of trendy it's also not good for you, but it's very trendy. People, even if they don't know what it means, they want to know that it's free of all that stuff. So make sure you are highlighting that information. And that it's made in Idaho. That's super important. So our new laundry line, if people in the past have used the laundry and they're like, send them a sample of the new laundry. It has better enzymes in it that is just going to knock the yuckiness out of your clothes. And like here in the hand soap, it says sulfate and phosphate free biodegradable. That's important stuff that people want to know. Like, why should I order from you? Well, because our stuff's awesome, obviously. So let them know. And guess what? They can get VIP perks. I buy like everything on Amazon because it just auto ships. And once our laundry is available, that's important to know. That they don't have to remember to buy their laundry detergent. So they're never going to go a week without being able to do their laundry. Now the kids' items. If you know anybody who has a kid or just needs a good smelling place, let them know about these buddy clips. I sold so many buddy clips when they first came out because my children, as cute as they are, they're smelly. They go to PE, they go to recess, and then they walk across the field when it's hot to get in my car, and ooh, they smell. But guess what? We started putting these buddy clips on their car, and I would not smell them anymore. I just smell the buddy clips. Bath bombs are now helping a little bit too, but this helps a lot more. And let customers know about these sidekicks. I've sold quite a few when people are having babies, and that they're really safe and very sensory, which is important for cute little babies. Talking about something that's not going to break, this warmer has magnets. Like, see this has a little blip right here. It's metal, so it's safe to have in their room. If they knock it over, it's not going to break, and they can play with it too. So it's like a 2-for-1. I mean, they can get like a warmer and a toy, or a diffuser and a toy all in one. It's totally worth the money. So the next page, do you know our Hostess perks? Do you have them memorized? Because if you don't, you're grounded. I'm just kidding. Make sure that when you are telling people about the Hostess rewards, you really have to know the first. I was going to say the first 2 or 3, but then there's only 4. But know that you need 200 to get them to a party. Say, Jamie has been doing this a lot lately, which I'm going to steal, is instead of saying, hey, do you want to book a party? Say, just get a few of your friends together. They each order $25. You need, 8 friends to order $25. 30. Isn't 25 times 8
I was-
200? Or are you talking about 6-packs?
Yeah, 6-packs. That's what I was thinking. Sorry. I was thinking
I was like,
each
can
of
I
them-
not do math?
No, I was just
Really?
thinking each person just to get a 6-pack.
Yeah.
It's kind of
Oh, yeah.
easier. It rolls off the tongue.
That's
a little
true.
easier.
See, that's why I have a lot of learning to do. You can never quit learning. That is for sure. So get a few friends together, get them to order some 6-packs or some buddy clips or a warmer, anything. Get them to order, and then you can get some free stuff.
I don't ever use the word party.
Yeah, she quit using the word party, and it is working like a charm.
Did a lady not come pick up testers today?
She did. She did. Case point. Done. And what did we mention? You get another half price product when your guest hosts a party and you attend. Boom. So highlight that kind of stuff. Highlight it. So joining Scentsy. This kind of shows it. But if you're at a party or you're talking to somebody, what does she say? Oh, I use the phrase of get-togethers. Yes, get-togethers and girls' night out. I just kind of had a training about that the other night. And you can have mommy and me get-togethers at Chick-fil-A, at McDonald's. You can have girls' night outs. I'll come to your girls' night out. That's for sure. I'll eat all night long. So, yeah, use different words and see if people will party in a different way. If you're talking about joining, go, yeah, join me, it's great, blah, 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 blah. But highlight your story. Even if you've only been in a month, if you've been in a year, if you've been in a couple of years, it doesn't matter. Highlight your story. Why did you join? I'm actually typing it up right now. I'm creating a postcard for Vistaprint. And every time I come back to it, I'm like, no matter what, like I've had my ups and downs in my business, but Scentsy products have always stayed the same. They're all authentic. They're all amazing. Scentsy always stands behind their products and their consultants. Why aren't you joining? But I let them know my story. You know, I have 4 kiddos, because someone might go, oh, she's a lot like me. I can do this. If she can do it, I can do it. So for sure. Talk about joining and like the travel opportunities and that they can make a few extra bucks, but really highlight your story and where you're at. Because people, I don't know the statistics, but I would guess 9 times out of 10 people join because they have a relationship with someone, or they stick around because they have that connection. So it's really important. Then the comp plan. Know the comp plan as best you can. There's lots of trainings on YouTube. Maybe Jamie has had one or will have one, or get together with your sponsor or with your director or whoever and really understand the compensation plan, at least to where you are and your next goal, so that when someone joins, you can go, well, as an essential consultant, you only make 20%, but you want to get to 1,000 as fast as you can so you can start making 25%. So make sure you understand that information. And if you have a goal, I remember when I started, we didn't have any training. And me and my director at the time, we sat down for like 4 hours and we hashed out the comp plan and figured it all out and go, okay, what do we need to get to next? How do we do that? Now, what do they need to do? We really hashed it out. Now, obviously, it shouldn't take you 4 hours to figure all that out. But it was, I mean, since he was so new, no, we didn't really have an idea. So that has really helped in my business, because when I talk to someone about joining, they feel like I understand what I'm talking about and how to get them to the next level, because I know the compensation plan. And it's actually pretty easy. The first few years of my business, I overlooked, or I looked over other people's comp plans, like other companies, just to see how ours compared. I could not figure some of them out. So to me, that was huge in letting people know it's super easy to understand. There's just this chart. There's no other charts to look at. You just keep reaching for the next level. I always tell my customers that this and the next page, which is the bundle and saves, are your best friend. Especially if I do like a bag party or a party where I'm not there, or fundraisers, I really highlight on the paper, like the information paper, double check that it can be ordered in that product, how to use it. And I do a fundraiser with kids every year. They're like 7th and 8th graders. And I'm like, all right, let's walk through it. If I want a scent pack in apricot vanilla, or apricot, however you say it, can I get it in a scent pack? And they'll go, no, ma'am, you can't. And I'm like, why? Because right here it says you can't. So make sure that they understand that. And that the body line and the laundry and clean are all on this side. Because I have gotten texts like, I can't figure it out. I'm like, turn the page. It's okay. Your bundling saves. We have quite a few since Jamie and I have joined. Before it was super duper easy. Super easy to memorize. All warmers were the same price back then too. Mm-hmm. And now it's a little bit more, but know what products come in multi-packs. Even if you can't remember how much one warmer and 3 bars are, know what products come in a multi-pack. So if you know that someone ordered 2 room sprays, you can say, hey, if you order 1 more, you can save $1. If you order, 4 more, or hey, you get 1 free, pods and Scentsy Go's aren't in multi-packs, and neither are diffusers, but these warmers are, or these products are, and these products aren't, because that is a great way to upsell everything. And then our beautiful, sometimes I'll have customers text me and go, well, I'm looking for this type of warmer. So I just roll this out and I take my phone and I take some pictures and then send it off. Makes it real easy to show everything's right here. And I remember when this came out, I'm like, this is amazing, because you can literally look at it and go, that's the best one for my house. I'm totally buying Carrera. It's the best one, instead of flipping back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Does anybody have any questions? Well, I'm waiting to see if there are. On the back, oh, where's mine? Is that one it? On the back, I never use this spot to mail, but I have, I am revamping them because they kind of look like, oh, blah. I want them to look more like, yeah, I want to read her story, but kind of type your story. It's on one of those 2x4, 2-inch by 4-inch labels. They're shipping labels. I buy everything on Amazon. So in 2 days you can have them, and create your own label. I like to include my picture because it makes it more personal. And if you can, this is just a side note that you get for free, is kind of create your own tagline. I've networked a lot over the past couple of years. And one thing that always sticks out is when someone uses a tagline. I'm like, there's this guy, he's really annoying, but it's the first one that came to my mind. He uses this thing like, he does like a Facebook for business kind of thing. And he's like, our business gets you business. And because of all of your business, it's going to help your business. And like, he uses the word business like 25 times. So I came up with, now this was my nickname in high school, so I'm not sure why it took me over 10 years to come up with it. But mine's like, remember, don't be smelly, call Shelly. And I've had more people go, hey, you're the smell good lady. Don't be smelly, call Shelly, because they've heard it, they've seen it on my stuff, and it's all over. So make sure, or not make sure, I gotta stop saying that to y'all. Just think about it. What can you say about you, or come up with some type of tagline that people will remember you by, and then you can put it on your catalog and everywhere. All right. Jamie.
Yes.
Is there anything else you would like me to discuss?
I think that's it for right now.
All right.
Well, thank you, Shelly.
You are so welcome. Y'all are awesome.
Okay, I was just gonna go over a couple of little things really quick, because I was taking some different little notes while Shelly was talking, and like, she's great, right? She didn't dwell too much on each page, but she pointed out the highlights. But if you want something else, because obviously we've been in a while, right? So there's some things that I'm sure resonate with us a little longer. I'm sure there's certain things that you think of. Don't feel like you have to know everything perfectly. But since it is a new catalog, and if y'all haven't seen the product training guide, this is an amazing tool. Literally chock full of tons of tips, even sales tips, guys. Like tons. Like on this one page, it said, like, here's a sales tip. Encourage your customers to book a party so they can experience our products firsthand and earn free and half price items. Like, it has sales tip on each page about each product. Also, I'm sure while Shelly was walking this through with y'all, walking through this, did you see these amazingly cool, adorable illustrations? I love these. I mean, if that is not simply and easily explain the product, bar, wax, bulb, warmer, boom, simple, right? They have beautiful illustrations to simplify the process for us. But seriously, guys, I have not even finished reading the product training guide. Like every time I started, I'm like, okay. And then I get sucked in and I'm like, okay, it's like I challenge myself to read a little bit every day. But to learn, and I've told you all this before, there's multiple times that Annalise and I, when we're at events, when there's downtime, we kind of just school each other on like learning different things about different products. Like I'll read a scent description and she always gets it right. Like, what scent is this? And I read it and she knows it exactly. Like, it's just kind of a fun, you can make this a fun game at home. But just because, I'm not asking you to memorize it, obviously, but just become familiar. Like Shelly said, when you're more comfortable talking about it, it rolls off the tongue easier and your customers are trusting you more, the more comfortable you seem with it. When she was talking about the opportunity in the back of the catalog, and this is something that someone said to me once, and they said, are you giving the opportunity as much attention as you are giving the products? And I had to say, no, I'm not. Are we glamorizing I don't know if glamorizing is the right word, but the opportunity, the Scentsy opportunity, as much as we are, I mean, like we can rant and rave about the warmers and the wax and the diffusers and the beauty and all the amazingness, but are we doing that with the Scentsy opportunity as well? Are we showing that excitement, the blessing that it can be to others, as much as we are with the products? Because, you know, you've been in an event, you've been in a booth, you've been at a party where someone, it's like, oh my gosh, I love the scent, my dear Watson. And then it just escalates. And this person loves this. And this person, like, can you imagine sharing that kind of excitement about the opportunity and really glamorizing and giving the opportunity the attention that you're giving the products? Growing your team and sharing is, I promise you, I know it's really great to come home and be like, oh my gosh, I just did, you know, a $350 party, or I did a $500. It's a wonderful feeling, but I can promise you, if you have not had a new team member join yet, and to see their eyes get it, and to see a new team member understand, and like that is just as fulfilling as those successful parties. To see someone who loves the opportunity and is saying, I'm ready to do this. I want to do this. I want to grow like this. Like there's not a better feeling than that. I love seeing, pun intended, the light bulb come on and somebody be like, oh, I should have been doing this long ago. You know, it's just like, it's just a wonderful blessing, an opportunity, and we should be sharing it as well as we are sharing the products. Have fun learning the new products, make a game of it. I talked about that. Shelly covered all of this. I just was thinking of different things that stood out to me. I loved Shelly's suggestion about a tagline. I'm like, oh, what is my tagline? I will tell you this. When I had this customer, 2 different customers text me about, hey, thanks for the sample of the counter clean. I want to order this and this and this and this. And she ordered like a 3-pack. I said, oh, that sounds great. I'm so glad that you love the sample and I can't wait to get these ordered for you. And then I was like, hey, did you know if you got 8 friends that at least order 1 6-pack each, you can get your stuff for free and half price items. And it's like, and if you don't have 8 friends that love Scentsy, then you need new friends. And then I like obviously was like, laugh out loud. But like she like cracked up. She's like, you're right. If they don't love Scentsy, then, you know, because, and when I met her out in the yard today in the driveway with the tester, she's like, her daughter was with her. She's like, I'm so excited. I can't wait to take my testers with me. And my wheels were spinning like, oops, I'm going to really have to work with her. She should be a consultant if she's that excited about having the testers. I love the tagline that she said. So I was kind of thinking like, if you don't have 8 friends, but I don't know if that's the tagline, but still it's so great. It's so catchy. Also, I wanted to just talk just a little bit about what it means to front load your calendar and how important and why it's so important and why you hear us talking about it all the time. Heard a quote this week on a different training and they said, luck favors the prepared. And you hear a lot of people who may, and each consultant you will see kind of do parties or get sales in so many different ways. You have consultants who love home parties. You have consultants who love getting individual orders. You have consultants who love doing events. The great thing is you can find which works best for you, or they can all work for you. But the importance is you can't wait until March 1st to start booking parties for March. You right now, actually in March, you should be looking April, May, June. Like, you cannot wait until April to start looking for April parties. You know what I'm saying? And that's where customer follow-up comes in, and communicating with your customers and really having some systems in place of tracking who's buying what and when they're buying it and who have you communicated with last. And I'm not even going to go into follow-up systems because that could be a whole nother thing. But whatever system, I was just telling Shelly, and I've told lots of other people, and I'm sure I've repeated it to some of y'all. For years, I've looked at 1,000 different planners and I'm like, oh, this one looks amazing. I need to buy this one. I think at one time I had like 4 different planners because I just kept looking for the perfect. Well, I decided this style, $5.99 from Target, it's super thin. This is the style that works for me. Like, this is it. And it's really helping me to organize how I manage my time and look at things and how I communicate with customers and how I'm looking at my days for Cincy versus my family versus church, because I highlighted in different colors, like certain ones mean certain things. And yeah, there are some days that it's just stupid crazy and everything that I might have had on my mind that day didn't happen. But so find the system that works for you. But it's very important to have that kind of already marked off in your calendar so that now I can go and look and be like, okay, if I'm going to have a party for such and such, I know these days and this day is open. Or I know that this is only an evening activity. So if they wanted to like have a sniff and sip during lunch, this day is technically open for lunch because this is only an evening activity. So if you can kind of go ahead and look at your months at a glance, then it prepares you better for communicating with your customers and your follow-up and booking parties for the future, whatever that party may be. It's kind of, I've had several little aha moments and kind of almost been like hard on myself about like, I should be having more home parties, and just some different conversations I've had. Like, you find the flow that works for you. Don't put too much pressure on yourself, because if Annalise is having home parties, but Donna's having fundraisers, whatever it is, I'm just throwing these ideas. Don't compare yourself. Find the system, find the flow that works best for you. You can't do that comparing thing. You have to see that so many people can be successful in all the different avenues of Cincy. And that's what's so amazing about Cincy, is that you can work your business and have the parties fit your, like right now, parties are really hard. Home parties are really hard for me with my kids' ages, and the evenings are just crazy. So it's really easier for me to have basket parties out, events marked off for certain like fairs and festivals. That's just easier for me. But some people swear that, whatever works. Just find the system and the party flow that works best for you and perfect that. Don't worry about what everyone else is doing. It's great to grow and learn from other people and be like, what is it you're doing that's successful? And you can immediately know usually if that will work for you or not. Be open to listening to new and fresh ideas. I can't talk enough about growth mindset, and I think I will probably continue because it's been such an aha moment since last year for me. I just didn't realize how much that would apply to me in the following year. I was really trying to talk about front-loading your calendar, but I went off on a tangent. But it's so important to not wait until the first of the month to look at what you need to do for that month. If you're correctly following up with your customers, whatever that system may be, if it's 3 weeks, if it's 2 weeks, if it's 3 days, whatever it is, whatever system works best for you, follow up with that. And you should automatically be able to be like, oh my gosh, it's been 3 weeks since I've talked to Susan. I need to check in with her. Okay. So it's automatically making those notes and having those contacts to follow up with. And I've just basically told myself that I have to offer this to everyone. So when I got those 2 random orders, I immediately said, hey, if you get a couple more orders, we could get this to party status. I don't even know if I said party, but I might have. That sounded kind of good just now. Like, we could get this on free shipping status. I had a lady call me today off of a fundraiser. She wanted a 6-pack of bars. She said, is there a minimum? I said, well, there's not a minimum, but if you want to get things shipping for free and get a couple of half-price items, this is what you need to do. And she's like, okay, I'll text my friends. So I kind of put it as a no-pressure zone. And I think that works really well. And I'm trying to put that pressure on myself, but also make it easy breezy so that it's not a pressury spill, if that makes sense. I'm going all over the place, but become familiar with your catalogs. I could look through here a million times and learn something new every time. I promise you. There's no way I'll have all these scents memorized. I hope by the end of the catalog I can at least name them all, but pay attention to all the little notes in here. It is really, I know, like Shelly said, like, I swear every time there's a new catalog, it's like, this one's my favorite. But honestly, the simplicity of this, catalog has got me super duper excited because, number one, I love the squares of wax. I think that's pretty and appealing to the eye. But the little fun notes that they have, also, I'll tell you really quick, if you have a keen eye, you will see that this is actually a note. This is something that actually should not have put in the catalog because this is not a system that we can actually do. Did you realize that? So we can't put a $45 warmer and a $35 warmer together. So go ahead and be thinking of your magic ways if someone comes to you and says, hey, I want this, because actually we can't do that. So be thinking of the ways you can do that. You could do this warmer with 3 cents and this warmer with 3 cents. So just be kind of thinking and really looking at how you want to, like she said, she has a customer that loves only element warmers. And so she's really making sure she markets those warmers to that customer. But just read the notes. Look how they're styled. Look how they're putting them in the different places. Pay attention to trends when you're in places. Like when I saw the Rainforest Fern for the first time, I was like, interesting. Then I went to like TJ Maxx and I was like, I saw these tropical leaves everywhere. And I was like, dang, Scentsy's on it. They knew this. They knew it was trending. So have a growth mindset about these things, folks. And like the little fun note, like pay attention. This warmer is also available in the mini plug-in, or what are they called? Mini warmers now? I can't even remember. See, I should be better at that. But also pay attention to which warmers take what size light bulb. There's several more. I remember when the Parlor warmer came out, that was like the only one that took the Edison bulb. Now there's several other ones that take the Edison bulb. Also the announcement about the, what's the name of this? The Nova. Remember, if you've seen on the news tab that this can't be ordered just yet, pay attention to those things so that when your customers are coming to you, that you'll have the proper responses. And if you'll notice, they show you what it looks like lit up versus turned off. And they even tell you the height of these warmers, because believe it or not, I personally, honestly, have not ever had a customer ask me the size of a warmer. But I see people asking it all the time. And I'm like, guess what? They've actually put this under each warmer now. So I feel like they just really are listening and seeing what the customers want, what the consultants know is needed for their customers. So pay attention to those little fun details that they put in here. It really makes a difference on the product knowledge when you're able to say, oh my gosh, I love Blue Grotto. That's okay. I love Blue Grotto. I was like, guess what? You can get it in Scentsy Go now. And they're like, what? They like being able to know those things is great. It's a great upselling point. And like Shelly just said about the diffuser, I didn't even know that they're not all glass. I really didn't, because I haven't ordered them all. So I didn't know. And maybe they were at a display at a Scentsy event, but maybe I didn't go look at it properly. So that's a great thing to know. And once again, I seriously love these little illustrations they have. So cute and eye-catching. And really does a lot of the talking for you. So these are like really great talking points. But if you'll take your catalog, take your training guide hand in hand and learn things about your products, I think it will really help with your sales, booking parties, or get-togethers or lunch breaks. It will really help with your sales, with your talking points, with being able to share the opportunity with others. I think it's just, I mean, Hello Sunshine to me just says it all. Like, I'm like, hello, this is great. This is great stuff. And if you aren't loving this, then you need more Scentsy in your life. So I can't talk enough about it. I could go all night talking about all the little things. And I'm pretty sure I'm going to make Shelly and Alexis do some scent challenges tonight because I think that will be fun. Oh, hey, how about this little tidbit? Did you know this warmer on page 17? It has a little note here. One of the first ever Scentsy warmer designs. Yep, and I have a navy blue one. Like, that is so cool. And guess what? I always sell this warmer at events. Funny thing, huh? We come out with all these amazing, beautiful, eclectic styles, but I always sell that first ever style almost all the time. It's really fun to see how far Scentsy's come and how we can just still keep growing. Also, P.S. On the mini warmers and how they plug in or they twist on, some of them, I mean, how many of you have paid attention to the little rubber washer seal thing that comes in a mini warmer?
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm talking about? So many of that is pertinent now because some people have said that, like, when they twist it on, it doesn't line up right for the words. But if you pay attention and you use your little seal, it should line up perfectly when you're using that little rubber. I can't think what that's called. Little seal? Is that a washer? What is that called? You know, that's what we're going to call it today. I should really know the words. See, I got to do my studying up. And when and if you get orders in, try them out yourself first. Become familiar, because there's many a times I'm like, I have never sold this warmer. I've never seen it in person. I've never tried the seal, their little rubber seal or whatever. You know, that's huge. Like, test it out yourself so that you're able to actually talk about this to your customer. The warmer of the month right now, the Hello Spring, it comes in the 2 separate boxes, right? They included a new seal so that that glass shade will not knock off the edge of the base. We're all like, hallelujah, thank you. Because the other one, the parlor, some people think that can be knocked over easily. So I love that they listened and they've included this new little thing. So make sure you're keeping up to the knowledge of what Scentsy's putting out there. That's pretty much it, guys. Is there any questions, anything that you want to throw at me and Shelly? She's still over here. You just can't see her. Is there anyone that wants to add anything, any points or tips that maybe you do when you get the cat?
Sorry.
Is there anything that you do that you add or you become familiar with? Anything? Shelly talking about the oils earlier. I am always straight up honest and I say, hey, I am still new to the oil thing and I'm learning about it. And I'm honest with them and I don't try to like sell them massively on it. I'm very upfront and honest and talk about the fragrance part of it. But the one thing that she said that I do love, like, don't let somebody tell you that the lavender came from somewhere else. Lavender comes from a lavender field. Okay. They're all coming from the same thing. So, yeah. Was there something anyone else wanted to say?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay. So on the page with the, you may have gone over it and I just didn't notice, but on the page with the multi-packs, I just want people to be aware that those 2 warmers on the perfect bundles cannot be combined in a bundle together.
Right. Yeah. Yep.
So anyways, I had a customer contact me and want both those warmers in one of those bundles. And so.
But they can take one of those warmers with 3 bars.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. There's just not as big of savings.
Yeah,
So.
Totally. Well, I don't want to keep y'all. I will tell you get your product training guide. I don't know how much this is in the store. Do you know? Maybe like $1. I'm going to guess. It's totally and completely worth it. It is so much knowledge in here. Go through your catalog, get to know it. So that way, if it comes to a party and you have a question, you're able to ask one of us ahead of time, be like, what does this mean? Or what are the points of this? Or can you give me a tip about this? Also, please stay tuned to your news tab. There's always information. That's where the information about the Nova warmer. came from. So really make sure you're checking in there. I cannot stress enough, you should be checking your workstation news tab daily. So does anyone else have anything? If not, I will not keep y'all any longer. I do appreciate y'all getting on and listening to us chatter away about the fun new products. Be looking now for your April, May, and June parties. Do not wait till then to book your parties. You need to be looking at that right now. And if you want to know some tips about that, we can go over that. I just don't want to keep y'all any longer because we've almost hit our limit, and I don't want to keep y'all any longer. I want you to be able to get to your families. I appreciate all the time that y'all got on here. I appreciate Shelly for chatting about the new catalog and giving her tips and ideas. And don't stress about it. Just have fun with it and learn it, because that's what we do. We all love Scentsy. That's why we're here. So just become familiar so that you can easily talk about these things with confidence. So I will wish you a great Tuesday night and look forward to hearing from y'all soon. Bye.